Hello, hello, people out there. I'm happy that you're listening and you're watching. My name is Patrizia. I'm a trainer and a coach, and I'm a guest trainer at the Divine Intervention Retreat in South Italy in May. And today I'm talking a little bit with Peppino Bellusci from South Italy, the initiator and host of the Divine Intervention. Hello, Peppino.
Hello, Patrizia, and hello, everyone.
Yeah, you are, what are you? You are a medical doctor and a shamanic healer.
Yes.
And you are a father.
Yeah.
And you are still more. Perhaps you want to introduce yourself a little bit.
Okay, yes. So my name is Peppino. I'm Italian and I'm living in Italy at the moment. And I have been trained as a medical doctor. And while I was working as a doctor, I started to find out that there were other medicines. So it was for me very interesting because there was one question that our medicine was not able to answer. That was why some people are getting these specific diseases and others are not. And I wanted to understand more about the original cause of diseases. So I started to study, and I've studied a lot in the past years, maybe too much books reading and going through processes, but it has been good for a certain period of time. And I've learned Indian medicine, I've learned homeopathy. And then while I was already in this process of opening my brain of doctor that was in the dogma of this is how it works, I've met shamanism. I didn't meet it like, this is cool stuff. For me, this was weird stuff. And I needed a couple of years to really understand that there was something in shamanism that was really attracting me. Because there was from the beginning, but I didn't like this way of energetic work or understanding the subtle wisdom that is behind our body, our life. And slowly through one pain after the other, I could say I was forced into this path of shamanism, because there was something that every time I tried to escape, I was pushed there. And when I was in pain, this was the only place I wanted to go also. And so from something that I was resisting, it was something that was giving me force, something where I was dedicating my life. And then I also became a teacher, and I became part of a lineage of shamans from Mexico. They are called curanderos from Spanish. And then for maybe 10 years, I was shifting from being a doctor and being a shaman and making these two guys fight all the times and blame each other, and, go in depression, not be able to work as one, not being able to work as the other, until I found out that actually the story that they needed to be two separate things was useless and even bringing me into a field of scarcity. I was fighting with myself. I needed to choose in between two things, and I understood they are both good and they can serve in different ways, both important, both, they are privileged to have more knowledge. You need to decide between two things and make them fight together when they can coexist. And this is what I'm doing today. I am bringing shamanic work together with the scientific knowledge in trying to explain that they are the same thing, speaking two different languages, and one can help the other to make another step in the evolution of medicine.
Cool. So you are a bridge builder who made an and out of an either or.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and I think, as you said, it needs a little bit of work to hold space for a paradox, to hold space for two opposites on the surface. They looked as opposites, and to really hold the space where both can be and not exclude each other. And you told that it needed a little bit of work to come there.
Some years.
Yeah.
In my case. Yes.
So, and you're hosting a divine intervention retreat in May in Calabria, in your homeland, I would say. So, yes. How come was a divine intervention also part of your way? Have you participated in a divine intervention, and was it part of what you just told us about?
Yes, divine intervention, it's the name of a healing technique that in my lineage of curanderos is considered the most powerful technique. And it's also the name of a retreat that is made for welcoming other people in the lineage. So it is a very deep work. And I did it a couple of times. I did it one time as a student, and then I did it also as an assistant teacher with my teacher, so that I could then teach to other people. And this has been for me my main initiation in the family of curanderos.
And divine intervention, it's a foreboding name. Yeah, it sounds like something magical can happen during this retreat, because divine and intervention. So, can you tell us a little bit more about the magic that happens during this retreat, or can happen during this retreat?
Yes, it's a big title, and I think it should be taken literally. Neither make it bigger or smaller, but the divine intervention is the ability to allow life to work inside yourself or for yourself without you putting your own limitations there. And, you know, sometimes it's good to breathe these new informations when they arrive.
It sounds easy.
It is when you are supported, also because it's something we are not taught. So we come from a culture of struggle where we were sharing a little bit, me and you, before in a little check-in, that it is somehow in us this belief that you need to achieve something or do something to be better or to heal. And many times healing comes when you take yourself out of the way. Mm-hmm. And when you're able to surrender to this divine intervention. So, in the technique itself, it's not about speaking about it now, because it's a, this is the aim of the retreat, but the technique itself has the aim to liberate the natural forces in your body. Mm. So anything that is stuck or in excess, to find its own balance again by itself. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing is that this is a very old technique, the ancestors of the lineage, they have 2 generations before me, they are maybe European, then there is Spanish, Mexican, and then they are pre-Columbian names. And there are like 27 generations of teachers before, so it goes very much back in time. And all these people were seeing that when they can do this, when you can bring somebody in a space of opening to the natural forces, then there can happen things that are way bigger than you can imagine. Mm-hmm. So what you were saying about magic, sometimes we think, I need to do the magic happen, and something that somehow related to my power, all this. mind movie thoughts we have in our mind. And what you learn in the retreat is about knowing yourself a lot, so that you can make space for life inside yourself without you putting your hands or your wish to interfere. And many people that have this call to be healers or coaches are carrying an attitude of two attitudes. One is not tolerating pain, and the other one is trying to manipulate because of this not tolerating pain. And when we do that, somehow we always meet some limitations, because when you try to manipulate, the only tools you have are your tools. So once you find something that is bigger than what you know, you cannot act anymore. Instead, when you are aware of what happens inside yourself, and you can just watch all your shadows try to act, or maybe your fear of pain try to act, and you take this out and you allow the pain to come, and you see that it's actually not so bad. It's only the flow of emotions, that you are the teacher. You are somebody that is already writing books. I wanted to say that can write books about it. Already writing books about it. When you can allow this flow to come out, and then you can understand your energetic body, how does it work, and how you are built from nature. Because also, if you want to be a healer, somehow you have some skills, and many times these skills, they can also be not so easy to handle. Maybe you feel too much other people, you feel affected by others, so this control manipulation thing can also be the opposite. You feel controlled, you can feel manipulated, you feel heavy when people are talking. And there is nothing in our culture that is educating us to understand this. Our energetic body has ways of dealing with the outside, and you can actually learn how to get wisdom from it, and also how to play with it.
So it sounds for me like a space or a place where the self-healing structures within me or within everybody get ignited.
I would say that this is my taste, let's say, because divine intervention is a specific technique, and in the retreat, people that are joining will learn many techniques. We'll learn techniques with you also, and with Cornelius, that it will be also together with you doing emotional work, and they will learn many techniques from this curanderos family. They are all very powerful, but for me, the deepest thing I can pass to others that I was learning for myself is that there is a space inside yourself where these healing frequencies are generated. Is like you are a fountain of that. They are coming spontaneously from you. And if you recognize this, and if you allow your body to really start to manifest this in your life, then it doesn't matter what technique you will use. Sometimes will be a hands-on healing, sometimes you will prepare a cake, sometimes will be a hug, sometimes you will, I don't know, maybe get angry at somebody, but it comes from your core. It comes from a wish that you have to see this world shining, if I can say like this. You want to bring more light. When we say this light, it's very, I don't like this words, then they become new age, so there is light. What is light? Everything is light. But to allow things to unfold, to be at service of evolution, to allow life to happen, to to stay there and see how majestic things can be when you allow it to be. And you are there and you give your contribution, but not from what you think you can do. You give it from what is sprouting from your deepest spring. You know, I can say also wound. It's like everybody has a different pain, and our pain makes us suffer, and somehow this pain also speaks a lot about what do I want to bring in the world, or how do I want to see the world. So in divine intervention, with the big support also of your work, you will learn your wound, and you will see that healing the wound doesn't mean to close and fix and make it disappear, but it will mean to see that the wound is actually a source of light. And the more this is free to generate this light and to pour it outside, and it's a source of light, I mean new things, creation, I don't know, whatever you want to bring in the world. The more you allow this to come, the more you will feel fulfilled in your life, and the more you will be able to bring what we say healing.
Sounds good.
It is.
You said that it has a long tradition, and my
Yes.
experience is when you hold space for a technique or for a process or whatever you want to call it, that has a long tradition, then kind of an archetypal space is opening up, and the support of all the ones who did this technique before or who developed it further is somehow in space, and this makes this space working in a magical way, for example. Is it similar with the divine intervention?
Yes, I completely agree. And actually, you know, when we set a space in the curandero lineage for an initiation, like divine intervention is, it is really powerful, and it goes ways beyond what you can do then in a one-on-one session. When you have a group that is working in this field of the curanderos lineage, it's like, you know, now it's spoken a lot about this synchronicity field. It seems like all life, it's all of a sudden speaking to you about what's your next step. It's like all life is pushing you into what you want to become, and you know, giving you wisdom in everything. So for sure, also feeling the lineage as entities can be also a part of it. But I think what people always experience is this complete attunement with nature. And I think in this specific divine intervention that I'm organizing, this will be even pushed forward, because we are in a very beautiful place. We have mountain natural reserve, sea natural reserve. We have really gorgeous spaces. And I'm planning the activities in a way that people, they can really have a taste of what shamanism is. You know, to speak with the sea, and to speak with the fire, and to speak with the trees, and to hear them also, you know. And many of us approaching shamanism also with this, maybe I can control the weather. And I usually say to these people, have you watched Harry Potter? He never manages to do magic when he wants. But in time, you will see, and when you will be grown in your magic skills, that there will be time when you are called to raise your hand and to say, I'm here. And something will change just because you do this. And this is, you know, magic. And maybe it will happen to you that you will change the weather, because I've seen it happening, and for sure, for my mental doctor background, it has really been painful to see that. But I kind of now I surrendered to the other part of the mind, the shamanic mind, that is really amazed by the wonders of life. I think there is something, especially in this time with the earth and the climate change and all this shift and the corona and the lockdown and everything, that can be really a special gift, this divine intervention, because it is made also for people to go back to their inner knowledge. So what we see today, it's you cannot trust any news anymore. It's impossible, because we hear something and after 1 minute is the opposite. And this is a very, as painful as it is, it's a very good time for reconnecting to your own newspaper. The one that can feel the stars, the one that can feel, that can check the birds fly, and to get wisdom from your surrounding. And in the past, the people, they were giving so much importance to this, you know, and astrology was coming, and all this reading was coming. And many people, they believe now in astrology, but not so many people understand that they can actually be their own compass, you know. I can be my own astrologist. It's like the dogs, they are leaving the beach when the tsunami is coming. And we believe we cannot do it. But we can. It's just this thing is working too much, and we have lost our contact with the rest of the field of the planet. So this is something that I also put in divine intervention. Let's say it's been also part of my work, and I think it's something that is the healing of our times. To become your own shaman.
So what people normally come to a divine intervention? Do they have certain circumstances or certain, are they at a certain point in their life so that they benefit from this retreat?
I've seen personally any kind of people joining, people that are from since many years in healing, and they want to confirm their, you know, I would say also profession, but also inside themselves. What does it mean to be a healer? It's one of the main topics of DI. And many people are coming because they have a big wish of bringing something to earth. They want to go in their full potential. And I think this is a beautiful platform also, even if you don't think about healing with your hands. Many people, they come to DI and then they start to do emotional work, start to do possibility management, what you do. I also started with this. I finished DI and I started to do emotional work the week after. There are people that are coming and then maybe, you know, they come with some excuses. Everybody's moved by something, and then we say, I came because of this. But I can say that they live, and when they live, they are usually then, they become active souls. They are either opening their practice or starting to have ways more clients or changing their work. You know, it's like they have taken a path. They get a lot of clarity about who they are and what they want to do in their life. And some, they go back in their normal job in corporations, and they do it with the awareness that they are the little seed of light that is put there, and is every time that there is some conflict, they are spraying in the air. Instead of spraying stress, they are spraying something else. They are spraying love, they are spraying healing. So I've seen really, now there are people already signed in. Some they are already in healing, some they don't. They come from working in companies as accountant, for example, one of the participants. But the call that this participant has is very clear. And I think the people that are joining, they usually they recognize, let's say, that they have a strong call inside to do something about this vibrating stuff inside that they don't know how to put anymore, and they say, I cannot deal with it, it makes me suffer, then I'm super, then I make messes in my relationships, then what do I do with my life? And then they want to bring this, they want to give birth to this part of themselves.
So people who are standing in front of the door that brings them to the next level in their life, whatever part of their life is concerned. But with this retreat, they can give birth to this next level.
Yes. They can give birth to what's there for them. When I say, when you are in alignment with who you are, then you reflect this in your real life. And sometimes we complain that we don't have something and we want to change in the outside. And in divine intervention, you move your inside, that you know exactly. It's not that you can write in paper, but you feel yourself so much, as I said before, with the compass, that you know where to go anytime. You can change direction anytime. It gives you a lot of self-trust, a lot of faith. So yes, you can say next level. I see it more vertical, like being with who you are, and then allow the things to move without you moving. There is a poetry of Rumi that represents a lot the energy of this lineage of shamanism. I don't remember exactly the words, but it goes like, I was running after the things I wanted until I understood the things I wanted, they also wanted me. So to do the inner work and to somehow have the trust that this will change the outside.
Yeah, to open yourself up so that this, what you want and what wants you, can come together instead of running after it.
Exactly. Somehow also understanding that what you have is what you want now. So if you have this, it means something in you is needing exactly this. The experience we are all facing now, they can be good for us. So if we could dismantle our resistances toward life, and again, let life work with us and for us, everything that will happen to you, even the strongest pain, it will just do its work of changing you into who you are, into your next level, as you said, or into your next 360 degrees level.
Yeah. The next version of yourself.
It's another planet.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and it's a long time. I think it's 17 days, the whole time.
It is. Yes.
And you are already working with the ones who registered so far. So the space is already open, but people can still join.
For sure, people can still join. We started to work in November. I was offering this because I like to have some work already done. So I was offering with it's the same price, but some people were started to be followed before, and this gives to them a bit of time to check how they are living in their own life. But the registrations are open, and I think because of this Corona registration, they will stay open maybe until 10 days before we start. Just when it's over, it's over. We don't have, we have maybe 2-3 more slots. We don't have so much more. So when it will be over, it will be over. But in the moment people will join, they will have a session with me, and we will check that they are ready. I'm offering to everyone to have a call with me before, because we need to see each other, that we are a good match, and we need to see that the person is ready for that, and that understand what it is the process about, and they say, okay, this is for me. And it's for me also safety, because I want to have people that I feel I can work with. There is no special preparation required, so people can just come because they are listening to this and they find it interesting, and they feel this bang, 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 bang. You have to go there, because it's for most of the people, this is why they come. Because it's so long, it is so intense, it requires so much, that you can only go because you feel this is your place.
So it's not like in other workshops that you see the list of benefits, you learn this. Oh, okay, I want to learn this, but more, I feel drawn, I feel my heart starts bumping when I hear, for example, this interview, and something draws me there. Also.
Yes, because how do we make it happen? You make, for sure there is a price to pay, and maybe down here I will put the link on the page with all the informations, and there are 17 days for yourself. I think this scares more than money. And finally people say, but how do I find the money? And then they find the money and they say, but it's so long. It's an investment on yourself. Every day is scared. We have yoga, we have Ayurveda, healing with Manu, our friend from Portugal. He will take care of you. You will have a personalized detox. You will have emotional work with possibility managers, Patrizia and Cornelius, and you will learn so much wisdom about the energetic world. And it's like, if I can compare to something, is like a degree in something, in terms of quantity of informations that your energetic body will receive. You will study the dimensions for the Mayans, and it's not mental. You will feel the dimensions for the Mayans. You will see how you can change your vibration. You will see how to play with energy in real time. You will see how to play in a healthy way with energies the whole time. So you will have a very beautiful lab where you can experience your magician skills or healer skills or your subtle powers. And you will have eyes of trained people that are looking at you, and they can guide you to see, this, you can do it, but you see it's generating pain. Maybe try something else. And we offer you tools and initiations. And after the 17 days, it is a big change, but I wouldn't say you become different. You become actually more similar to who you are. Sometimes people are scared, I will change, I will leave my relationship, what will happen of my life? You will become more yourself, and you will enjoy more what you have. If it is good for you, if it's not good for you, you will not have any doubt to change it. You will not need to quit things when you can change them.
Yeah, I think this is a fear that a lot of people have before coming to transformational space like that they would change. and it's a little bit paradox because I go there for a change or for that something goes better or that I have a benefit, this which is in transformation. So, but there is a fear that when I come back, then I don't fit in my environment anymore, and this keeps people sometimes from coming. And yeah, and as my experience is that also the environment will adapt to the new form, to the new, to the changed form of the participant.
It's true, and it's an act of courage. We have to say it. It's also true that when you come back from something like this, you're completely fresh. I wouldn't say different from who you are, but you are fresh. You're feeling good. You are shining, and then you see more the patterns also of the other people around you. And actually, I'm also offering a 6 months follow-up training with the group Zoom calls, because this is a very challenging thing, you know. And you know this from the labs. You go there, you have big transformations, and then you go back to your life and you feel, oof, and now how do I put this in this?
Yes.
So I think it's needed some time and guidance that you can stand your own light. You can stand you can own yourself. It's okay. This is me. It's okay. The other people will understand it. And then you know what happens that is really beautiful is that when you sometimes you come back from a course and maybe you change something. So there's something in your relationship doesn't work for you anymore. It doesn't mean the relationship is to trash. It's, you understand, one part needs to be healed. So the person comes out from the retreat and have this feeling that this is not working anymore for me. Then they want to change it now because they have still this retreat lab energy, you know, and the other person says, calma, okay, give me some time. So with the 6 months guidance, they are also supported in making steps in a way that they don't need to hurt other people and they don't need to burn their energies. They don't need to be pulled down to fit again. They can stay. They can continue to stay in what they want. Again, the poem of Rumi, you know, this is what I want. I don't need to impose it. Sometimes it doesn't happen in the way I want. And so I think it's a continuous education to understand that you can play with life, but you can, together with life, you cannot play with life and change life at your will. But you can play with life. So when this happens, this transition is smooth. You can relax, enjoy your new energy. You don't need to change the world. You just need to shine who you are, and this will change the world. And this is very easy to say like this, but then in real life, it has some complications, but we have 6 months and it's a lot of time.
Yeah, that's cool. So I can talk with you and the group about problems that occur or difficulties where I'm not able perhaps to put all the stuff that I've learned or transformed into my life or into my relationship.
Cool. Yes, and they will have me and they will have all the other participants. Usually what happens in these retreats is that you have another family. These people that are committed like you, they are courageous like you, they have the strong intention that you have. It is good for your soul to know that there is somebody with the same amount of struggle, but also with the same amount of courage that is there. You don't feel alone. You know, it's not about you against the world. You have a team, and with this team you can play.
Okay, so if I'm feeling drawn, if I feel the call, if my heart starts bumping, then the first thing would be to call you or to send you an email and say, I'm interested. I don't know if it is the right thing. Let's have a call.
Exactly, yes. We have to have a call, half an hour, 45 minutes to know each other, to see our faces. And there also you can ask me all the questions and you can speak about also your resistances, you know. You can take it as an opportunity also to share and to have a bit of guidance. It's a free clarity call, so you can bring your thoughts and to see if they can then solve, and you can find a yes or a no. And you know, I'm feeling I'm very honest. I don't want to convince anyone to come because
makes no sense.
It will not work, because the work, it's completely the opposite. It's a self-empowering, liberating work. And for sure, I'm happy when I have participants, but I'm very careful in the calls that we really have clarity that this is a real good yes for both, for me and for the participant.
Good. Okay, so anything else that people need to know before we end
yes.
this conversation?
The course is starting the 7th of May, so we have still a bit of time, but not so much anymore. So if they feel drawn, is the time for the call. You know, then you can decide if or not to do it, but is the time to make the call. And also to check with yourself, do I want to do it or not? Let me see this face of this guy. Let's have a private call. Let me ask my questions, and I go through the thing and I decide. You also need some time to organize the travel. Even if I saw people ringing the bell in the morning saying, can I join? You can also organize yourself. You can also organize yourself better. Any case, we don't need to be like this.
Okay. So, and then there's Corona. So we need to play with the probabilities. So we are convinced that it will happen.
Yeah. We are convinced that it will happen, and I'm giving possibilities to the participants. One is you get your money back if you cannot come because of the lockdown. The other possibility is that we move it later on in 2020, like in September. And the other possibility is that you come any case. And this is not coming from me. This possibility was coming from the participants that were already signing in. They were saying, I come any case. If I cannot fly, I will walk. And for sure, we need to see how they will make it happen, but their commitment is really strong. And I think it will happen because they were already buying their flights and they are really ready to come by car if it will not be possible to fly. And somehow I'm a doctor, so all this tampon, positive things, they can be taken care easily from me here. So this is a help. And the other part, it's a step into, the presentation says it's a quantum leap into yourself. It means it's a step that it's not about being longer than your normal step. It's bringing you completely in another place.
So we are, the group is in contact beforehand, and then we can decide together how we do it.
Exactly, yeah. Cool. When there is Corona, and we need to see at the moment, this is the teaching of these times. We need to see at the moment, I will not stay with your money and do holidays if you don't come. And it doesn't work like this. I want to make divine intervention with you. This is something different.
Cool. Thank you, Peppino, for your time and for your passion and your commitment and your holding space for this. And I would be happy, or I'm happy to see you and the ones who are already registered and the ones who will still register for the Divine Intervention, to see you all in May.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this space, for the questions, and for the opening of these colors that you have there. Green and this shining pink.
Yeah, green is hope and pink is, I don't know, aliveness.
In our curanderos lineage, we work a lot with the frequency of colors, and they are both the colors of the heart.
Yeah, you know.
Gotcha.
So, goodbye from my heart. See you in May.
Wow. Thank you. Bye-bye.